but it's really literally hard for me because every single time I see pictures of these residential schools, knowing that both an auntie and an uncle of mine and cousins of mine went to the one in Brandon, Manitoba, the 104 children found in it, those are them. That's my fucking family in that graves, in those unmarked graves. That's them.
I just wanted to add that, like, one of the most frustrating things I've heard often is like, well, why can't you guys just get over it? You know, it's like no big deal, right? Like, why pull yourself up in the bootstraps mentality? And it's like, well, one of the things is like, if they try to understand it, like, here's usually what I tell them. Okay, if you take one person, like, just erase, regardless of their race, you just take one person that has been sexually abused, they were physically abused, they were starved, they were experimented on, like all of these things, and then it's done, they're off, you don't give them any help, you don't try to help them in any capacity. On average, that person will most likely suffer from alcohol abuse, drug addiction, low self-esteem, like depression, suicide, ideation.
PTSD.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like if you take that into account, because this is like just common sense from one person, imagine that on a grand scale. And people don't like to think of it that way because they're always just looking at the oh, they're just native, so therefore I'm having these stereotypical thoughts. It's like, no, just take one person is more likely going to have to deal with those things uh, based on those situations alone,
Mhm.
regardless of race. But then
Yeah.
you take into account that this many people have done it, like, and then no one's backing them up on it.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe it might help to for people to understand if I share a little bit about my life as a 60 scoop survivor. Um,
Yeah, please.
I was at 3 months old. I was stolen from my mom. They literally changed my name in the court proceeding so that my mom and my family could not find where the court proceeding was going on, so that they could come in and object. They literally changed my name on the court documents. I have literally paper actual proof of that, um, and physical evidence of that. So while I was in foster care, they took such poor care of me that I caught a severe case of pneumonia that literally damaged and destroyed my lungs and almost killed me. I don't know. My uncle tells me that the reason why I'm alive today is because Tonka Shela, or the spirit, um, blew a second breath of life into me, and that's why I'm here. My uncle tells me. Um, Growing up, after I survived that, they sold me to, sorry to say it this way, but a white family that from the age of 4 to 13 beat me, tortured me, raped me, and all kinds of other shit, and used to lock me up butt ass naked in a closet for hours every fucking day. This is
Holy
what I
shit.
lived through. At 13 years old, when I finally had enough of them abusing me and beating me, and I was being beaten with yardsticks and belts for spilt orange juice. They when I finally had enough and I stopped it, I got locked up from 13 till 18. The judge asked me, "Where do you want to go, young man?" I said, "I want to go home to my real mom." The judge looked on the document, seeing, "Oh, you're part of the 60 scoop. Your mom's an Indian. No, we're going to take you and put you as a ward of the court." And they're going to go into what then, from 1985 to 1990 and a little longer, was another part of residential school, which was Seven Oaks in Winnipeg and Knoll Center. Both of those, along with Marymount, but Marymount with a cat with it was a Catholic girls only lockup, and Knoll Center and Seven Oaks was both intermixed. I went through and lived through that for 5 fucking years in that residential school, being told I'm the devil, I'm the problem, it's all my fault. That's what I lived through. When I got out, I, you know, I used to get high and drunk all the time when I was younger. At 9 years old, I had to join a gang because there was nobody else that I could fucking have any connection with. I joined a gang. I lived a life of crime. I own my shit. I lived a life of crime. But I wouldn't have had that life of crime if they would have sent me home to my fucking mom and my real blood family. But they didn't. Still to this day, cop pulls me up. Oh, you. And next thing you know, I have almost a whole entire fucking police force sitting in front of me, all with their guns out going, oh, yeah. What the fuck do animals like you give a shit about anything? These are shit that I still hear fucking today. This is shit that I lived through. This is the fucking genocide that we're talking about that's still ongoing. That sat there and said that I cannot raise my kids because they raised me. CFS and the system, this government raised me, so therefore I'm unfit to be a father to my kids. That took 3 of my kids and put them through this shit. This is ongoing genocide. It hasn't fucking stopped. It's not over. Literally, it's not over, everyone. Like, you know, like what the fuck? I literally, to me, it's hard as fuck to talk about these things. Sorry for my swearing. But it's really literally hard for me because every single time I see pictures of these residential schools, knowing that both an auntie and an uncle of mine and cousins of mine went to the one in Brandon, Manitoba, the 104 children found in it, those are them. That's my fucking family in that graves, in those unmarked graves. That's them. That's them.
I'm so sorry, Lost. That's absolutely horrifying.
I still sit back and I find the strength within me to fucking share with you all, to show you all this truth, this reality that a big, huge portion of the section of this population you live in has this going on to them to the this very day.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Can you do the thing, that thumbs up and comment and all those things that help us out in the algorithm that controls every aspect of our lives? Also, if you happen to have a Facebook account, can you delete it? Like, just delete it. You should probably delete your Facebook account because it's not a great company. But hey, if you can't do that for whatever reason, I understand. And could you also go to facebook.com/thesurftimes then and give us a little like and a follow. We're just trying to push back against the fact that people like Ben Shapiro happen to dominate the platform entirely. And when everyone asks why do older generations believe the things they believe, one of the problems is the majority of them on social media use Facebook. So to counter that, we're just going to be on there too now. Also, if you happen to have a union or a worker co-op or even a leftist project, podcast, website, Zoom, MySpace, it doesn't matter. We will advertise it for free on this channel. All you got to do is go to weareserfs.com and use the forms that we got there, weareserfs.com. Thanks, everybody.
To our gods, Xander Corvus and VK Jehannam, we are prepared to commit human sacrifices for your eternal glory. To our monarchs, the Tim Caucus and Tom Spiker, we are humbled to be your oafish jesters, clowning around in your royal court. To our lords, Evan Nudie, Tofox, Ryan Lubin, Trevor R., Jeff Lamb, and Alexander Thaler, we shall proudly carry your standard onto the battlefield and die for your precious land. To our esteemed Knights of the Round Table, Dark Puppy, Jenna Towell, Anna Loves Riley, Quiet 185, Omni, Riley and Anna, Poodlehawk, Multimondi, Trevor Janis, Lemmy 101, Anthropophojak, Saren 42, Chronic to Hemphog, The Great Pudini, Bone Genie, Catherine, Radical Maniac, Ramona Costa, J. Fraser Cartwright, Jimmy Bignuts, Violent Orchard, Sophie Baby, Andreas Chiringuito, Zach Christensen, Yopi, Josh Mickelson, Todd Buckingham, and Todd Lajeunesse. We raise our glass, we raise our swords, and we salute you.